Welcome, everyone. This is Farouk Siddiqui, your host, and you are watching a Sport Talk on your favorite channel, Sports Trend. Um, we are back with another episode today, and we will be talking about the local cricket, means Canadian cricket and local talent. There are so many players who are performing on a very short season this year, but they're doing exceptionally well. And for today, we have two of those youngsters. I call them youngsters because like they're way younger than me. But with that, we have a special guest today, the Vice President of Cricket Canada, Mr. David Liverman. Everybody knows David, and David is kind enough to join us for today's program. David, welcome to the program.
Well, thanks for having me.
Right, and with that, we have Rahul Vishisht. And Rahul is amazing. You know, we had a program a few months ago. We talked a lot about the cricket in Newfoundland and Labrador. And then cricket has started in Newfoundland, and there's one guy is just going crazy in a T20 league. He hit four consecutive centuries, which is amazing. A century is a century. Doesn't matter, how do you do it. But in my whole playing career, I could have just hit one century, and I was like so proud of it. I'm going to tell all my grandkids about it. So, Rahul, welcome to the program. You are an amazing touch this year.
Yeah, thank you, Farooq bhai. Thank you for having me.
Right. And the other guest is, our Ontario local hero, very young guy, a pacer, which, a very smooth action. He has been part in Canadian circuit. He's played under 19 college cricket leagues, and he played for a Canadian HP program. He was part of it. One of the performance he just did last weekend is he took in a 50-over game, he took 8 wickets for 36 runs. So, which is from Ontario, none other than Nauman Zafar. Nauman, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Farooq bhai, for having me. Thank you so much.
That's so basically, the format of the program is always simple. As always, Sports Trend is like to promote youth or any positive a person who is doing positive activity for cricket. So we will talk a little bit with Dave. That Dave is this season is short, really short, all over the Canada, right? But at least we get to see some cricket. So
Yeah, I think at one point in the early summer we weren't sure that we would have any cricket at all, and I think that the local leagues are running in most provinces now. I think the BC Mainland League is very limited, but nearly everywhere else cricket's being played. And this past weekend, I don't know if you noticed that there was, I think, the first and maybe the only interprovincial competition, which unfortunately we were invited to, but were advised not to go to by the government, which was the Maritime T20, where Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and PEI had a T20 tournament over the weekend. So it was great to see that, and there was some good cricket there.
That is amazing. David, before we go to these youngsters, how's your journey so far as a Vice President of Cricket Canada?
Well, I've only had one board meeting so far, so it's been a slow process. But I feel that we're making significant progress. I know that in some ways the fact that international cricket is at a halt for the national team does give us a chance to sit back and try and deal with a number of issues which have been hanging over the organization for a long time. And I feel that although maybe people haven't seen a lot coming out publicly, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. And I do feel that there's a lot of positive things happening. And I think people will start hearing about them in the next few weeks.
Yeah. So as I always ask all the people who are involved with cricket, and especially with Cricket Canada on an administration level, so this COVID, everything is slowed down. So is it? I say it is a good thing for Cricket Canada, is it also is a bad thing for Cricket Canada?
We can find a positive, but overall, it's not a good thing for sport. Our national level players and our development players, they need to be playing at the top level, not in their own league. They need to be playing internationally. The national team should have been on its way to Malaysia right now to play They did really well in the first leg of the Challenge League A. I think they were on the right track to get back to the next level, and everything's on hold. And really, they will have had no competition this summer at all. And that's how you get better. The CPL, the Global T20 rather, being cancelled was another great opportunity for our top players and some of our younger players to get top level experience playing with some of the best players in the world. And of course, that was cancelled as well. So it is a step back, but it does give us some time internally to deal with all those other issues that perhaps get put on the back burner whilst we're trying to deal with the more pressing issues when cricket's in full swing.
Sure, that's great. Let's go talk to our star of today. You know, the rising star of Canadian cricket, Rahul. And before we go to Rahul, and Rahul has a whole list of accomplishments, but I'm just gonna go and the four consecutive hundreds he has in the T20 game this year is 108, 153, 104, and 105. Rahul got like about 1,600 in the honor board for the Newfoundland cricket since he started playing there, and he was invited for the national camp 3 times, and he was on the GD20 players draft last year, but he went unsold. But very unfortunate that this year, if we had GT20, you wouldn't be gone unsold. But it's better like next year. We'll see. So we have a small package, about 45 seconds for Rahul's performance, and let's see that. All right, Rahul. We saw
Thank you,
some.
Farooq. That was great.
No, it was all you, man. I didn't do anything. So it's amazing, and see, we feel like you're. So I can say that your strong side is your leg side. Is that right?
It is whatever way you score runs, the runs are very important, and I feel like whatever way you make them, and whatever way you can contribute in team's win, that's more important. Yeah.
And we already your fans are following you, and they start sending messages. Mendai is saying representing Newfoundland cricket, yes. And again saying Rahul Vishisht has put many bowlers to the cleaners, yes. Mohit Kumar is saying superstar from Ghana. This is for Nauman, so we'll come back to that one later on. So Rahul, when did you start playing cricket, and when you moved to Newfoundland?
I started cricket when I was in 6th standard, and I come from New Delhi, India, and I played at club level there for about 3 years. When I was in 6th, 7th, and 8th standard, I played in Delhi, and then after that, I didn't play cricket at club level, but I have always been involved with cricket. I was in New Zealand for a couple of years, and in 2014 I moved here. So it's been almost 7 years of me being here in Newfoundland, and it has been a great journey so far in Newfoundland. I have represented the province 7 times in Eastern Championships, and right now it's pretty good. Amazing feeling because 1600s.
Yeah, so in 14 years, you have 1600, which is 4 of them are in this year or this?
No, actually, this is my 7th year here.
Okay.
7 years, 1600s. Yeah, 4 this year.
Oh,
which were back to back.
so there
I
was
was
something.
lucky enough.
So there is like you have something personally going on against the bowlers, or you just don't like them, or what's
No, no, first of all, we are very lucky that we're like able to play cricket in this pandemic, and it just happened. Like I wasn't clicking in the starting games, but then the time came and it all clicked. And the good thing is we are doing good as a team too. We are 10-0 up in our Division One championship, which is the main thing. It's
that?
always for the team. Your individual records won't matter as long as the team wins. That's the main part.
Thank you for providing those clips because they're when I start talking to other people, the people say like, we just make sure because those clips can give us the proof that was not against the blind cricket and all that stuff, right?
Yeah,
So it was a real cricket, so
yeah.
that's good. So we'll come back talk to you and we'll talk to Numan. Numan is very young, very humble cricketer, which is one of the quality we want to see in our cricketers, and we really like it. So there is a small package for Numan also, and you should see his smooth run up. So let's watch the package for Numan. Wow, Numan, that was some good clips.
Thank you so
So
much.
Numan, how's your journey for cricket in Canada so far?
Yeah, so far so good. Journey's been going really good. I came to Canada in 2014. I was in Alberta first, played under 19 there with the Alberta provincial team, then moved to Ontario in 2014, and then started playing cricket here.
That's good. So what clubs you have played in Ontario for? Do you
So
remember those clubs?
yes, not too many. In the beginning, when I moved to Ontario, I started playing with Ontario Cricket Academy and Mississauga Dolphins, and then recently last year I was playing with Mississauga Ramblers, and this year I'm playing with Cardinal Sports Academy.
And that's good. Why you like decided to become a fast bowler? Like who do you really inspired by?
Uh, I was really inspired by the in 2011 the spell from Wahab Riaz, and that's where my against India in the semi-final. So that's where my journey started for the fast bowler. So I told my parents that I wanna play cricket, and then they took me to the stadium near our house, and then I joined the academy there. So that's how my cricket journey started as a fast bowler.
Yeah, what do you think? Like how much favorites? The pitches, are they helpful for pace bowlers in Canada?
Uh, no, I like it's not. Like it's a really tricky question. Like when we play on turf, it's like favorable for both batsmen and bowlers. But nowadays we're mostly playing on turfs, so sometimes you don't even get good run up or pitch is like really flat. So you just have to forget about the conditions and just focus on everything is perfect and start performing there. So this is my like aim. Like when I go to the ground, I don't care how the run up is or how the pitch is. Like just go out there and bowl. And pitches are really flat, to be honest, compared to other parts of the world. In Canada, for pacers, pitches are really flat.
Yeah. So you're in a like in a good cricket scene for Canada, and I hope I mean I don't have any say in it, but I mean I hope that Canada will take advantage of your services when appropriate, and you're ready for that. Seem like so. How do you keep yourself fit in especially in last 5 months when everybody was like kind of locked down? What you were doing? What were your activities?
So basically, when last year after the Saint Kitts tour, when Canada development team went, I went there and I saw the difference between myself and the other domestic and first class players of West Indies. So my main goal was to work on my fitness as much as I can. So luckily in December, January, the senior team camp started, and I got invited. So over there, like our main fitness things got started. We had yo-yo test. It was like 2 months long before the Malaysia tour. So that's where I got the motivation, like that's how I have to work on my fitness and everything. And then 3 to 4 days, I go to Brampton Sports Center. The owner of the Brampton Sports Center, Mr. Schwab, he has opened the doors for me 24/7, like 24 hours. Whenever I want to go there, I give him a call. He sends me the code. I go there. I train. He has a gym there and everything. And from since last 8 to 7 months, I've been really working hard on my fitness, because to play for Canada, it's not an easy thing. Like right now, there are like 8 to 10 pool of fast bowlers, and to get into the top two, you have to perform and you have to be fit from others. So yeah, that's what I'm working on right now.
Good, good. Back to David. David, what do you think about like what is like you just get elected in Cricket Canada, but Cricket Canada has like some solid program to scout the young cricketers throughout the Canada and bring them in a pool. So how
Yeah, I mean, that's something which I think has fallen by the wayside a little bit. Rahul and myself attended a really excellent high performance camp in, was that 2016, Rahul, or 17?
16 it was.
16.
The first one.
And that had Zubin Baruchka in to coach. It had players from all over Canada. There's a fair amount of money put into it. Zubin is a wonderful coach, inspirational coach. And I think at that point, everybody thought this is the way it's going to be. There were plans to take that group of cricketers, look at what they needed to develop, look at coaching the coaches, which is why I was there, and to get this high performance program going. And for whatever reason, I wasn't on the board at the time, and I don't know why. It sort of fell by the wayside, and I kind of feel that it was almost a generation of cricketers that didn't get the opportunity that they deserved. There were some really good young players there. A few of them got to tour Bermuda with a HP 11, and that's the only high performance sort of team we sent until recently, with the development team which went to the West Indies. So there's a lot to do there. We don't want people falling by the wayside. People have a short career. I mean, 2016 to 2020. If you've got somebody, a young player who showed potential in their early 20s in 2016, and they're not given the opportunity, by 2020, they're now getting, well, are they too old to be looked at for national recognition? And so I think that a good high performance program, which takes not just Ontario, but BC, but also looks at the talent pool in the smaller provinces, is really important. Now, there is a pathway from the smaller provinces. The regional T20 competitions take place every year. They didn't this year, obviously, apart from the Maritime T20. There are national selectors who go there. There are players who are recommended out of those competitions to attend the national camps, and Rahul was one of those, and players from Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PI also got that opportunity. But there needs to be more. Just going up for 4 or 5 days, and you've got to realize that in most of Canada, nobody's playing on turf pitches, and to suddenly go up to play on a turf pitch when you haven't had no opportunity to practice on it, you can't really expect people to perform at the level that that reflects their talent to some degree. So it's got to be a comprehensive program. But on the other hand, and as I say, I wasn't on the board, but not much happened. The challenges in Canada are huge. You've got climate, which means we have a very short season. We have geography and the distances that we're dealing with between. Most people don't realize that our cricket ground in Newfoundland is closer to Lords than it is to King City, or about the same distance anyhow. It's a massive country, so trying to bring everybody together is expensive, and that goes into resources. To put on a camp like we had in 2016
Mhm.
was more than tens of thousands of dollars. I suspect it was probably up over in the $100,000, and so resources are limited, and you've got to decide where to put them. So it's a challenge, but for the national team to be successful, you need to take that challenge and face it and do the best you can with it, because otherwise you are not making the most of the resources you have in terms of talent.
Yeah. Rahul, like you've been in tremendous form this year, especially. Well, this question is like it's a serious question, and for both of you, like exactly when the day you hit like four matches and four hundreds, what do you eat that morning, man? Do you like eat something special, or you just like, or you don't eat anything, or how do you prepare yourself for to like, or you like, okay, today I'm just gonna wake up, I'm gonna go hit a century? How's that works?
I was nothing special, but I'm a very superstitious person.
Okay.
And the things which I was doing those mornings, like which I used to do, I never did those things. So they actually worked out in my favor.
So
But it was just happening. It was just happening, to be honest. And again, it wasn't all about the centuries. It was the team, like because since we didn't have no Eastern T20 this year, our domestic league here was our main priority, and like we have been playing as a group, the team I play for, and team winning was very important.
so just
It wasn't anything special.
Yeah, give me like
It,
there are a lot of young players also watching this program. There are and a lot of regular cricketers who are watching, and there has to be something a mantra or a secret, right? Because it's always good to you score 20 runs, 30 runs, and turn into a 50, and then and add that 50 to make 100. What is the success? How your brain works? How do you work with
I
that?
I think your self belief is very important. If you can see your team winning that game, and it does help if you know that if you can imagine yourself taking your team over the line, it does help. And I think self belief has a lot to do with this. And I think in these years,
Yeah.
I think as I have improved mentally very much over these years. Yeah, it's all about mental games. More than talent, I believe you have to be mentally ready for those stuff too.
Okay. So for these four centuries, I didn't get to see the scorecard. So they were all like first inning centuries or the chasing centuries, or what were they?
I think three of them were chasing, and one was first innings.
Okay. So what do you think? Which one is easier, the chasing one or the batting first one?
Easier is I would say batting first one. Chasing is I believe always hard, but yeah, it just worked out.
Okay, that's good. Numan, you have one of the biggest performances, 8 for 36, right? So you technically you got the whole team for, and then you already have a five for in 50 over, and then a 2 wicket. So you have like in three matches you have 15 wickets. So for the same thing, like what was so special that day when you took 8 wickets?
uh, nothing like nothing was special that day. Like I had like the normal breakfast I usually have to play
Which was
50
like
over.
what paratha, lassi,
No,
what's
no,
your
no, not
breakfast?
paratha. Let's see. Like I had like a couple of bananas and then my protein shake and like normal breakfast I usually do. Like to play 50 overs, you have to be in the field for 4 hours. And in the last two games, I was bowling 10 overs consistently. So to bowl 10 overs, you have to eat good so that you can go in and bowl all like 60 balls at one pace. So yeah, I had a good breakfast. So I went in the ground. Second over, I got 2 wickets, and then from there, mm, scene on game started. Like ball started doing things for me. It was swinging both ways. So, like, I just had to pitch in the right areas. I went to attack stumps. I had self belief, I can do it. And yeah, my team really motivated me, like, like keep going, you're getting wickets. So after 5 wicket haul, I was like, okay, that's it. But I want to mention Mr. Salman Nazar, Toronto Nationals spinner. He was playing with me. He was playing with me in the same team, so he told me that, 3 wickets are left, so you should go for 3 wickets. Go for the record. You don't get 5 wickets or 6 wickets every day. So then I went for it, and luckily I got the rest of the 3 wickets as well.
That amazing cricketer Salman Nazar is, and but if you somebody look at it, he's gonna look like probably he's like under 14 boy, and Noman's younger brother, but an amazing gentleman, a very good cricketing brain, Salman
Yeah.
Nazar, I admit. That's good. So, like when you play game, Numan, do you listen to the captain, or you just say, like, you know what, whatever he's saying, I'll do my stuff. How's that work?
Like, obviously you have to listen to the captain. Like, he's the one who's gonna set field for you and everything. So yeah, 60 to 70% I do listen to the captain. Yeah.
Okay, David, question like this year, it's an unusual year. We couldn't do much of inter provinces and eastern, western, and all those kind of thing. Um, and you've been like almost two months. You guys have in the new board. What are the plans for next year? If anything, you can share with us.
It's actually because the situation is so uncertain with COVID-19, making long-term plans really are very hard. The tentative plan would be the season as normal, which would be certainly to have the regional T20s and a national event for sure. It isn't my portfolio, so I can't. I'm not fully aware of what the plans might be, for instance, with the HP program and with the national team. But it's very hard to plan when right now we don't know when international cricket can resume. Obviously, there has been some international cricket, but under very special conditions. But when you go down to associate level, they are playing some low-level associate cricket in Europe. But for us to be able to travel to the US right now, that's obviously a nice nearby, very competitive match we can hold against the US. But to travel to the US right now is not possible realistically. So we really don't know what's going on. There are plans, I know, to work with the national team to try and get them together for training. There is contact with them regularly, but a lot of stuff is on hold, and I think it's really tough on guys like Nauman or Rahul. It's a year out of what is a short career, right? There's a lot of things which could have happened this year. We would have hoped that we would have had interprovincial competition. We would have hoped that the better players would have the opportunity to be seen by all the national selectors and so on. And so it's really tough, but we have to be flexible. We've got to be ready to move when we can, and we need to be creative to deal with these. I'd just like to comment. I think it was really interesting listening to both Nauman and Rahul, where people just think people are naturally talented. But both these guys clearly work really, really hard at their cricket. And the mental aspect of it is so important, right? It's I think I've watched Rahul bat ever since he came to this province. And this year, his batting has changed, and it's nearly all in mental attitude. That he's a much more mature player. He used to get his runs mostly in sixes. Now it's mostly in fours, which means he removes the risk. And it was hard for him to make 4 consecutive centuries in the past because of a lot of high risk shots. Now that risk is gone. He doesn't take risks until he's got 100, and that's all mental. And it was interesting talking to hearing Nauman talk about his preparation and the way. I like the way you say that you don't bother about the ground or the pitch. That's out of your control. You've just got to get there and do your job. That's a mental preparation. And if you don't have that right mental attitude, you're not getting anywhere, or you're not getting to the level that these guys are.
Yeah. So Rahul, I just got 2 questions for you. The one is, who's your favorite Canadian player, if any?
As a batsman, I like Nitish Kumar so much, but I like Ravindra Paul Singh. He's my favorite.
is your favorite. Okay. And the second is it's a rumor. I just want to confirm that you become really good friend with the umpires this year. That's why you're scoring so many runs.
I don't know. I
You
don't
don't
know.
know?
Dave is one of the umpires actually in our league, and he can probably answer that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Raul is actually a pleasure to umpire because we make mistakes, but he will not. Again, it's maybe 5-6 years ago. We might see a little bit of disappointment at a decision. He'll accept whatever the decision is and gets on with it. He knows that it's out of his control, right?
Yeah. No, I used to play cricket in Minneapolis when I was in school. So the Minneapolis league is pretty decent league, and I had an umpire named Paulie. So he's a school guy. So he used to say like, if you want me to, give you any kind of favor, you have to keep hitting sixes. So I said like then I might think about it. So I don't know, maybe like the way you see like all your 4 centuries which we saw, you had them with the six. So, Rahul.
Farooq Bhai, two of them were I hit my first six at 94. So before that, I only had fours in singles and doubles.
That's
So
nice.
like I think both of those balls were full tosses, so I
Okay.
couldn't stop myself. So
Yeah,
I had two sixes. Yeah.
that's good. Numan, you play all kind of cricket. I see you play hard ball. You're playing white ball. You're playing red ball. You play a lot of tape ball cricket. So, what's your experience playing with the tape ball? Does it help you develop some skills? It helps you to become a good bowler.
Uh, to be honest, from the last couple of years, I'm not playing too much table ball
Okay.
because the distance of the wicket is small in table, and when you go and play hardball, it's like 3 to 4 yards big. So usually in the beginning when I used to play table and then go in my morning game, I used to see like batsmen standing really really far and used to get scared because in the night I was playing table all night. So yeah, yes, basically in table you learn how to save yourself in last uh, 10 overs, or if in T20 last 2 overs, like you learn how to bowl slower ones, you know how
Yeah.
to bowl Yorkers, and so yeah, you learn how to bowl in depth overs. This is what table has taught me, and I have learned, and I use it in when I go and play hard ball.
What about you, Rahul? Tape ball. I saw a couple of pictures. You are playing tape ball. I think he's right because as a bowler, tape ball is not that great for you, but as a batsman, tape ball helps you a lot.
It does actually for Farooq Bhai, we don't play table cricket in India, but me being here for 7 years, we have a small Pakistani community here too.
Yeah.
And I agree with Noman, it helps bowler definitely like to bowl all those Yorkers and cutters and the dipping Yorkers, slower ball bouncers. But at the same time, it helps batsmen too because they get prepared for those balls too. So I think it works both ways. And yeah,
Yeah. Numan, who's your favorite player or Canadian players
uh
for you?
like
And
I,
people ask me like, are you related to Saad bin Zafar? Our one of the only players playing CPL right
no, I'm not related, but he's like an elder brother to me. We have played cricket together as well, so yeah, we're not related, but he's like an elder brother to me. And
now.
my
Okay.
favorite cricketer is in Canada's national team is Nitish Kumar.
Nitish Kumar. That's good. He's a tremendous player. Dave, what advice you have for these two young men before we wrap up?
Just stick with
Or,
it.
or
And
any young
hmm?
player who wants to be, break into Canadian national team.
I think that you've got to be patient. You've got to prove yourself in your local league, which these fellows are, and uh, work with your province, try and get provincial level selection, and so on. It takes a real lot of commitment, and I really admire the players who put a lot to one side to make it to the national team. It's not like if you're in India or England where you can make a career out of it. These guys are sacrificing an awful lot. You've got to be really committed and got to understand what you're doing in terms of sacrificing. but the opportunities are there, and with young players like Nauman and Rahul, if these people can bring that talent forward to the top level, it's what Canada needs more than anything else. So certainly from a ball point of view, our job is to nurture that talent and make sure that the opportunities are there.
That's good. Actually, we have invited a couple of other players who are doing exceptionally well in domestic cricket these days. One of them was Ryan Pathan, but he couldn't join us due to his work schedule. So in soon we'll get him into the program. So Rahul, anything you would like to share, or any word of advice for other people before we wrap up?
Word of advice will be just keep working hard, and you don't know when the opportunity will come. So sometimes you don't expect that you will get an opportunity, but you may get a call. So just keep working hard, and rest be won the God. That's it. That's my advice.
Good. Nauman,
Yeah, I
would you
would
like
say
to
the
say
same.
something?
Keep working
You
hard.
have any special thanks to people or anything? Go ahead.
Yeah, like I would like to thank my club, Cardinal Sports Academy. They are like been really kind to me, and also to the other players as well. And the piece of advice, like stay strong, stay fit. You never know when you get a call from Cricket Canada, and then next week you'll be on the tour playing in 45 degrees. So you have to be strong. Make sure your hamstrings are strong. You don't pull them when you go there. So yeah, stay fit, stay strong.
All right. With that, thank you very much. I think there was one more comment for, I guess this is for Rahul, right? In addition to being a talented cricketer, he's a great. Okay, in addition to being a talented cricketer, he is a gem of a person as well. Proud to play alongside with him at club level. That's like very a nice comment. It fits for both of them. Actually, it fits for all four of us. Uh, so whoever it is, thank you very much, Ruben.
Yeah.
Thanks for your comment.
Yeah.
We'll gladly take that.
Well, I'll just comment that Rahul, in addition to practicing his cricket, is one of the people who will spend hours working on our ground. So it is in great condition with a nice short outfield so he can hit fours. But that is a dedication at club and provincial body level. It's not just on the cricket field.
No, it's great because I know cricket is not a money making or profitable thing in Canada yet. We all working for that it could become people, kids and men, women can take it as a profession, and the organizers can do some more events for that. But anyhow, thank you very much, Dave. Thanks for your time. Rahul, thank you very much. Keep doing the good work. Unfortunately, there's no GT20 this year. Otherwise, it will be hard for teams to not pick you this year. You'll be definitely be in a good tip. Numan, keep it up. You're doing fantastic, and all the players who are playing domestic cricket, even though we have a very short season this year, doesn't matter where they are, which province they are, which city they are. Keep playing and keep up the hard work. With that. I think that's about it for tonight. And guys, thank you very much, and I'll see you guys soon with some other topic. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Farouk.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Farouk bhai.